Well, here we are in November already, or Gratitude Month, as I'm going to be calling it. And it's also a National Stress Awareness Month, which is one of the observances that we're discussing in the newsletter. I called that out as well. And it's a pretty important observance, as you can imagine, given the stressful nature of our culture. It seems like the majority of people are feeling uncomfortable levels of stress on a daily basis. And the problem with it is sometimes it can feel really unrelenting. And so if you have stress that feels like there's no escape from it, then that can actually exacerbate other health problems or lead to new problems. And what I mean by that is specifically as it relates to emotional and mental stress. When we have that where we start to feel like we are out of control and that there's no real safe place for us away from the stress, then that becomes obviously chronic stress, and that can lead to anxiety, depression, panic attacks, and other imbalances and problems, all because we're not managing the stressors that are inevitable in our daily life. And that's the key, because of course, it'd be great to say, well, I just want to go to an island and, or have my own little piece of nature where I have my garden and I don't have anything to worry about. I mean, there's a lot of utopian situations that we could fancy, but the reality is a lot of us are in daily life. We have jobs and families and things that we do, or starting our own businesses or whatever. And again, there's stress associated with a lot of that. And there's stress associated sometimes with our personal relationships, and that gets into the emotional and mental stress again. So we know that it's sort of like inevitable. So if we can't change the stressors themselves, then we're left with how can we change the way we respond to the stress? So it's certainly, that may be logical, but it's easier said than done. So in the follow-up clip I'm going to do, we'll talk a little bit more about what to do in terms of solutions once you've really identified the primary stressors for you in your life. And it's good to pay attention because there may be things that make you uptight or uneasy that you weren't really consciously aware of. And when you become aware of it, you can say, oh, okay. And it may be something that you have more control over than you thought. So a lot to sort of think about, but introducing the idea about stress, the harms of stress, how to manage it in a positive and constructive way so that we can get back to our optimal levels of wellness, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, across the board. So thank you for considering that idea today, and we'll talk again soon. Cheers.